Hey, you! Why didn't you just tell me that you're gonna be getting married? What's going on? You really should have told me that you were gonna be getting married before I found out on my own. How could you just hide this from me like this? I thought we were childhood friends, huh? Oh, hey Marilyn. It's been a long time, huh? Sorry that I wasn't able to message you sooner and let you know about it. But it wasn't like I was trying to keep it from you, you know? I was going to tell you. I was even getting ready to send you the wedding invitations later on, too. We were just so busy with all the preparations and whatnot. How could you invite me using a wedding invitation like that, Sharon? Come on, we're better than that. I thought we were super close friends, huh? You can't just go full lazy mode on me like that. We've grown up with each other like we were siblings, basically. You're basically a sister from another mister. I really feel like, with how close we were, it would make more sense for us to meet up and you just tell me in person about your wedding. I'm seriously sorry about that, Marilyn. I've just been incredibly busy with work and I haven't even been back to my hometown in a really long time. It's been years. You know how it is. When we get older, it starts being more difficult for us to just go home when you want. It's even harder to just meet up with your friends, you know? Oh, look at you, just blaming your work like any reasonable adult. Don't be like the rest of them, Sharon. I know you're better than that. You just wanted to hide the fact that you managed to score a really rich man, right? I know what you're thinking because we're close like that. My mom told me everything I need to know. She was happy to tell me. She said that you are engaged to a future CEO of a really huge corporation. Look at that. Moving up in the world, huh? You must be excited. He's also the only son, which means he's the first in line for taking over the company, right? I would be so excited if I were in your shoes. You're kidding. How does she already know that much about my fiancé? I don't get how word gets around that quickly. Ugh. I'm sure my mom has been talking a lot to your mom. That's probably how she found out. She's just too happy that her little daughter is finally going to be getting married. She won't shut up. She must be running around telling other people about our business. Ugh, I didn't give her permission. You can't just do me dirty like that, Sharon. I want to get married too, and especially to someone who's rich. You know how long it's been since I've even gone on a date? I want to find my own heir that's going to be taking me out to French places every night. You know, it's basically my childhood dream to marry someone rich so I don't have to work, right? I mean, I don't know what you expect me to do with that information. But you're really cute and bubbly, so I really don't think there's going to be any issues finding the Mr. Perfect, right? I think you're looking too hard. That Mr. Perfect will be right around the corner and you'll run into him when you least expect it. Wait, you really think so? You were always the neighborhood idol. Everybody loved how cute you were and all the neighbors would just constantly talk about how you were the cutest thing around. I remember when we were in high school, there were all the boys who just kept talking to me and they only had one reason they would talk to me. It was because they knew that we had grown up together and if they got close to me, they would probably find a way to get closer to you. That's how popular you were. Someone who's that popular will be able to find someone to marry really quick. Just gotta try a little. Okay, I have a good idea then, Sharon. Why don't you just give me your fiancé, huh? That's a great idea. Then, I don't have to worry about trying to go find someone who's willing to marry me, and I also get to get married to someone who's gonna be rich like I've always wanted. Wait, what? Oh, come on, Sharon, don't be stingy. Share a little. I wanna marry your fiancé. You have to let me steal your fiancé from you, okay? Because it's meant to be. You've always been so incredibly kind to me, Sharon. It's really unbelievable how kind you've been towards me. You won't have any issues handing over the love of your life to me, right? What the hell are you talking about, Marilyn? Are you okay? There's no way in hell that I'm gonna do that. It's not like he's just a trading card or something either. What? Come on. You said that I would be able to find Mr. Perfect right around the corner, right? Those were your words, not mine. You said that I could marry really quick. It wouldn't take me long if I just tried a little. Well, I tried a little and came to the conclusion that I want to marry your fiancé, okay? That's what I want. Share it to your adorable younger sister. Come on, you know you want to. Don't be stingy. That's not what I meant by you'll find someone if you just try a little. You completely misunderstood what I said. You really need to calm down and stop talking like a crazy person, Marilyn. You're starting to scare me, just a little bit, so go for a run or something. Sharon, you're so stingy. Why wouldn't you share? You used to always just share everything with me, give me things that I wanted, no matter what. There's not a chance in hell that I would possibly give you any human, let alone my own fiancé. No, no, no. I don't like this at all. Marilyn wants to get married too, and she wants to get married to someone who's incredibly rich. If you don't share your super rich, awesome fiancé with me, I'm gonna be really upset. I'm going to be so upset that I'm going to actually start to cry. I'm going to be crying so much that you're going to be in so much trouble, Sharon. You're going to really regret the fact that you didn't share your fiancé with me. I'm so sorry to bother you during your work hours, Terry. I just have something that I want to talk to you about. Well, actually, it's more something that I want to ask you for help about. Do you have a second to listen?
Yeah, what's up, Sharon? Oh, wait, hold on. Is there something going on about the wedding? I'm pretty sure I told them to contact me if anything was wrong.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of related to the wedding. Well, technically, I guess it's more related to marriage. I just figured I would talk to you before it came something bigger and got out of hand, you know? I want to keep an open line of communication between us. So, you remember that I was telling you about the girl I grew up with? We were childhood friends and we went to the same school and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that girl. What was her name? Marilyn? She knows your family and everything, right? Yeah, I remember. You said something about how she's like 2 years younger than you and you two grew up together, like you two were sisters or something. I'm really looking forward to meeting her at the wedding. You know how I love meeting all the important people in your life.
Yeah, so it's funny that you bring that up because that's the girl that I want to talk to you about. I want you to be careful around her, okay? I feel like she might say something. If she does decide to reach out to you, I want you to just ignore her. Her name is Marilyn, like you said, and if she says anything at all to you, then you just ignore her and let me know. You definitely can't reply to her, and you absolutely must not meet up with her, okay? You just ignore and let me know ASAP.
Wait, what? Why can't I reply to your friend, and why would your friend be messaging me?
Well, she's really cute, and I love her to death because we grew up together and whatnot, but her personality is a little weird to put it nicely. I don't like it. She kinda wants everything that I want, and she won't let it go. Every time I bought a new toy, she wants the same new toy. She just wants what I have. This time around, when she found out that I'm marrying you, she's suddenly all over it and talking about how she wants to marry you and how she wants me to give you to her.
Wait, hold on. She's saying that she wants to steal your fiancé?
Yeah, I know. I was pretty surprised too. I really wasn't expecting her to say anything like that. I was just expecting her to be really happy for my marriage or maybe be jealous of my wedding dress.
Okay, do me a favor and ignore that kind of nonsense from your brain ASAP, because there's no point in caring for people like that. I'm sure the truth of it is that she just misses you, and that is turning into somehow she wants to marry this new person. Maybe she's just confused. I'm sure she's just being emotional, no matter what it is, and she's just saying things that she doesn't really mean.
You know, I wish you were right, but I don't want you to underestimate Marilyn. Don't make that mistake. When she says that she wants something, she doesn't stop at anything until she is able to secure that thing. I don't think she's ever just given up once she set her eye on something. I've honestly been pretty annoyed and troubled by how I should handle that kind of thing since we were young kids.
Wait, are you serious? I thought you two were close friends.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was young and got a brand new toy, she wanted it. If I got any new clothes, she wanted it. It didn't matter what it was. If I had it, she wanted the same thing, or rather, she wanted my thing. At first, I was okay with sharing, but eventually, it started getting tiring of the same thing over and over, so I just started telling her that I couldn't share. When I started turning her down, she started crying every single time I would say no and kept bothering me until I eventually would just cave because she wouldn't stop crying. I mean, she really wouldn't stop until I said okay. She even started bringing in my parents into it and making a big deal out of it. You wouldn't believe the amount of determination this little girl had towards getting the exact same doll as me.
Yeah, okay, I'm starting to see how that's a little bit scary. The fact that she wants me that badly, though? I kinda get what you're starting to say here. You're saying that she might do whatever it takes to try and get me to marry her instead of you. That's what you're worried about, right? What she might do?
Yeah, I feel like one of the things she might do just to come at you head on and try to take you away. I don't know. You can call it a hunch from all of the experience I have with her. She's honestly one of the most cutest and attractive girls that I can think of off the top of my head, you know? She's got a really pretty smile, she's skinny, she's almost like some kind of actress or something in Hollywood. When I think about how a girl that cute is going to be going for you, I'm actually pretty worried too, you know? I mean, she's probably cuter than me, so...
Don't worry about it, Sharon. You're alright. There's no chance I would ever do anything to betray you. You're the love of my life, Sharon. I'll take your warning and use it from now on. If she ever decides to try to say anything, I'll remember what you said. I'll make sure that I just ignore her, and I'll do everything I can to make sure that I don't cause you any kind of headache, okay? So don't worry about it.
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. I did it! I finally did it. Your fiancé? Yeah, he's mine now. He's all mine, and there's nothing that you can do about it, Sharon. I hope you regret not sharing. Your Mr. Perfect is now Marilyn's Mr. Perfect, and that's the way it's gonna be. Marilyn is gonna be Terry's perfect little wife and stays at home with him on the weekends. Wait, what? I really can't believe that you weren't willing to trade and share your fiancé with me. You used to be so kind when you were young, and now you're just keeping it all to yourself. You ignored me when I asked for his contact info too. Seriously, what has gotten into you, Sharon? Ugh. I don't know if you were going around all your contacts and telling them that you didn't want them to talk to me about the details or what, but your mom wouldn't tell me anything either. That's why it was super difficult for Marilyn to do this, but you should know that I did it. Hang on a second, Marilyn. What are you talking about? I need you to slow down and explain to me what you're talking about. Who's yours? You said that my fiancé is yours now? Terry? What are you going on about? I'm saying that Marilyn has taken your fiancé, Sharon. In other words, I'm going to be marrying your fiancé. Do you still not understand what I'm saying? It's your fault for not telling me anything. You have no idea how difficult you made it for me to find the contact info. I had to work so hard to try to figure out how to get in touch with him. Then, once I found his contact info, I said screw it and messaged him asking him to marry me instead of you. Then, you want to know what he said, Sharon? Terry said that he was going to marry me instead. I know, I was super excited too. Aren't you happy for me? He specifically said he didn't want you to be his wife. He wanted me, Marilyn, to be his wife. He specifically said me too. There was no beating around the bush. What are you talking about? Explain yourself. Oh, I'm saying that now I'm going to be able to live my dreams. I'm going to get married to a rich man. I'm going to enjoy the rich life to the fullest extent. You have no idea how much I look forward to doing this. Thank you. Wait, hang on, Marilyn. You're not answering any of my questions and you just kept moving forward. Are you saying that you're going to marry Terry? And when you say that, are you being serious or are you just messing around with me? What kind of question is that? Of course I wouldn't say this kind of thing as some kind of joke. This is not something that I would be joking around about. I'm super serious. Just think about me and my personality when we were kids. Have I ever lied to you about me wanting something? I've always gone straight for whatever I wanted and I've never rested until I got it. And trust me, there's nothing in this world that has ever stopped me from getting what I want. I mean, yeah, I know that's how you are, but... Yeah, so you understand then, right? I need you to just give up on Terry, okay? You're done. He's mine now, and there's no turning back. Terry is already head over heels for me, and starting today, we're gonna be living together. Isn't this all so exciting? I'm so happy that this is all happening so quickly. Wait, what? You're already living together? Yeah, could you believe it? He proposed to me, and then the very next day after he proposed to me, he was talking about moving in. And before I knew it, he already bought a huge room in a skyscraper for me and gave me the keys to the home saying it was our home. Wait, what? Some kind of skyscraper? Yeah, just so you know, it's not just a super regular room that you can find in some rich people neighborhoods. It's super special. He actually bought me this super high class room that only the finest people of society are able to even qualify to purchase. The view is great and the rooms are just impeccable. There's enough room to fit 10 families in there. I'm seriously impressed by how powerful this air is. According to what he said, the rent is like $20K a month, I think. I don't remember the small details. Wow, that really is some kind of incredible room that he bought you, huh? Never would believe it. Yeah, so thank you so much, Sharon. I don't think I ever would have found this if it wasn't for you. Although we always argue about it and whatnot, you seem to always end up giving me whatever I want if I argue and fought about it enough. Thanks to you being so kind to me, though. I'm one of the happiest women alive. I don't think there are any childhood friends who are this kind and convenient in the world. I must be super blessed. What? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. If you wanted, I can go ahead and invite you over to the house and show you around. Would you be interested in that? I could show you around the room that I'm going to be living in, which is ironic because it was technically an apartment that you might have been living in. I mean, this apartment, all of the rooms, all of the furniture, and most importantly, all of Terry are mine now, but at the very least, I can show you the view from the rooms, right? I'm too kind to you. I feel like I should be rewarded or something. I really don't want to see that. I don't know what kind of world I would live in to see that. Anyway, Marilyn, I don't think you ever answered my question. Are you being serious when you're trying to marry my fiancé, Terry? You're not joking? I've been saying that I'm serious this whole time. What, you think I'm lying about living with him in this gigantic apartment? You'll understand when you see the apartment that this place is way too small for me to live alone. Terry and this life are all mine. The next person that's gonna be living in this apartment is me, Marilyn. Terry is right next to me and he's gonna be living with me while we spend our lives together. You do realize that the house that we live in is a regular house, right? Wait, what? Yeah, and Terry? Terry is sitting right next to me right now. We're together. What? I'm sorry, Marilyn, but Terry and I, we've already put our marriage papers in. We did it a while ago. The wedding is probably going to be a ways down the line because, you know, his household situation isn't exactly simple or easy, but it's alright. We agreed that it would be okay for us to at least put in our papers for the marriage. And yeah, you're right. He did buy a place to live, but it's definitely not in some skyscraper, and I'm pretty sure it's only got one floor. Sorry to break it to you. I don't like rooms in skyscrapers anymore. I'm tired of them. I prefer a regular house with no extra floors and just a giant yard. I don't want to take an elevator to my house. That's what he was saying, so he went ahead and built us a house in the middle of the city. It's pretty big, though. In the middle of the city? A giant house with a yard and everything? Right now, we're both just kind of hanging out in our bungalow while looking out over a pasture of a yard. It's actually really relaxing, hearing the birds chirp. I'm sorry, but I have to ask you one more time. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself. Are you really going to marry my husband? Are you sure about that? Actually, the better question is who is right next to you right now? You said it was Terry, but it's most definitely not. Well, what do you mean? It's definitely Terry, right? The only reason that I'm with Terry right now is because I thought this was your fiancé, Terry, and I wanted to marry him, so it wouldn't make any sense for me to be with anyone else. Okay, I have a good idea. Maybe you should really recheck and check again who you're spending your time with right now. Alright, I'll see myself out right now. I don't know what to do, Sharon. I screwed up. It looks like Marilyn made a terrible, terrible mistake. This is all a huge misunderstanding. It turns out that this Terry just had the same first name, and same last name, and same middle name too. Wait, what? Are you serious? He says that he runs a business and he's got the exact same name as your fiancé. Literally all 3 of his names are the exact same. I don't know what's going on. I really thought that this Terry was your Terry because everything was identical. I mean, he literally runs his own company too. How was I supposed to know the difference? But apparently that was just some kind of a huge mistake, huh? I don't know what to do. Oh man, I think I remember Terry telling me something about that the other day. He said that in the States, or at least Texas, one of the most common names of business owners is Terry. That's why he works extra hard on his business cards because he doesn't want to be confused with the 5 million other Terrys who run companies in Texas. I don't believe this at all. I thought I was able to get the Terry, the one and only Terry that I wanted. But it turns out that this is just some random Terry that you aren't even engaged to. I just wanted to get married to your fiancé. What the hell, Sharon? Oh, come on, Marilyn. You don't need to get that upset about all of this. Think about it. Yeah, it's someone else, and yeah, it's not the Terry that I am engaged to, but that person is also a CEO, right? That's a fact. Doesn't that mean that you're gonna be able to get rich by getting married to someone? You really don't have to worry about giving up your rich and lavish lifestyle either. It's a win-win. No, this isn't okay. It's not a win. I wanted to live a rich, lavish lifestyle, but that's not all I wanted to do. Yes, it's important. And yes, I love that I get to live a celebrity life, but that's not the key factor here. The biggest part and the most important thing about all of this is that I have to steal him from you. Don't you get it? If I don't do that, then I won't be able to feel accomplished, don't you understand? Where's the fun in that? Sense of accomplishment? Sense of fun? And you keep saying something like I'm gonna be rich and whatnot just because I got married to him, but I can't. This Terry, the one that's sitting next to me right now, is married. Do you understand what this means, Sharon? His wife is literally knocking on the door of the apartment and we are in a serious situation. I don't know what the hell to do or how to handle all of this. Married? He's married? You've got to be kidding me, right? Your Terry has a wife? Oh my god, Marilyn. This is starting to look more and more like I was just being played with. Like I was just a side chick. This apartment and a giant skyscraper? Yeah, apparently he didn't buy this room for me either. Who would have thunk, right? He's always had this room, and anytime this Terry decided to have a little fun with his newest side chick, he just lets them live here to pretend they're special. When you look around the room, you can see that there's some traces of a different woman living here. Honestly, it doesn't even take that much time to figure out. There are like 2 or 3 other makeup bags and facial packs that I've never seen before. Ah, so this is his little Playboy getaway room, huh? For all of his little playthings. Sounds like that Terry is quite the catch, and by catch I mean you might want to go get tested. I don't know what to do, Sharon. Help me! Am I going to be getting sued by the wife? Is that what's going to happen next? But come on! I didn't know that Terry had a wife, so I should be safe from any of the lawsuits, right? Like, that kind of ignorance should realistically grant you immunity from being sued? Yeah. I'm sorry, Marilyn, but I'm not sure about that. You thought that the Terry was my fiancé, Terry, right? Which means that you were dating that Terry under the pretense that you were by trying to steal him from someone, right? I don't know how well your logic is going to be held up in court when you try to claim that you had no idea what you were doing and you were just trying to find true love. I don't know, Marilyn. This is all a little too complicated for me. Why don't you go talk to a lawyer and see what they say about this? Okay, great idea, Sharon. Who's going to be paying for the consultation fees for a lawyer? You realize how rude and terrible this Terry is? He said that I was just a side chick and that his real main chick is his wife. Can you believe the audacity of this guy? That's why he said that he's not going to help me out at all with any kind of legal fees or anything. He says that I'm used up and that he has no use for me, so I need to leave by tomorrow. He just threw me away like I was just garbage that he didn't need. What the hell? Yeah, it sounds like that Terry is pretty shitty, unlike my husband Terry. My Terry is actually incredibly nice and loves me and takes care of me. Please, I'm begging you, Sharon. I need you to save me and get me out of this mess. You got married to the heir of the huge corporation, right? That means that you have more than enough money to go around. At the very least, you can help me out with the legal fees that I'm gonna have to pay for this, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, Marilyn, but you're insane if you think that I'm gonna be paying anything for you. Anyway, good luck with everything going forward. I'll talk to you another day, maybe.
Hey Sharon, do you have a sec? I think I figured it out. I'm like 99% sure I know which Terry Marilyn said she was dating. I don't know for sure, but it really fits the description. When you said that the guy has the exact same name, first, middle, and last, is the CEO of some kind of business and loves to fool around outside of his marriage, I just kinda knew. Apparently this Terry is pretty infamous for being a lavish and pretty unfaithful dude. And he's a CEO too, so I'm pretty sure that's not something to be happy about.
Man, there are definitely some rotten Terrys out there, huh? He's got a wife and he's still going out, finding women to sleep with him so that he has an extra room rented out just to sleep with them. Honestly, I was pretty mad about her whole attitude, but at this point, I'm feeling a bit bad for her.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. Even as a man, I can't really believe that someone would do that to his wife. But apparently he's not really able to be fooling around anymore. This is just a word on the street, but apparently his wife actually said that she was going to get a divorce, and he suddenly snapped out of it. The worst part of all this was he was actually married into her side of the family and took her name of the marriage. The company that Terry is running right now is actually originally his wife's parents' company to begin with. He just inherited it after he got married to her.
Wait, hold on. So the second that she divorces him, he's gonna be terminated as CEO?
Yeah, apparently he was chased out of his own home and he's just as broke as the rest of us. Probably worse, actually. So if you ever do get the chance to talk to Marilyn again, you should just talk to her and let her know about all what I just told you. She should be happy. That Terry has no money or dignity, and if she still wants to marry him right now, I'm sure he would have no issues marrying her. Although, she'll probably be richer than him.
Yeah, I guess I'll let her know if I ever see her again. This is too perfect. Sharon, please, I need your help right now. I'm being sued by that other Terry's wife. She's demanding that I pay for damages. But I don't have any money at all. I definitely don't have any money to hire a lawyer for any kind of trial. I'm just going to lose and end up having to pay her a prosperous amount of money in damages. I don't want to just shut up and bend over for this lady. I don't want to pay for any kind of damages without a fight. Oh, perfect timing, Marilyn. I was really hoping that you would text me soon. You're gonna struggle a little bit with the damages and being sued or whatever, but I have good news for you. You remember your Terry, right? The guy you wanted to marry, but he was just playing around with you so you couldn't marry him? Well, apparently, he got a divorce. So if you're still interested, you can marry him. Good one, Sharon. Who the hell wants to marry some guy with literally no money and lies through his teeth? I want to get married to some serious money, do you understand? The perfect scenario for me is to get married to your man. Hopefully he's rich too. If you want to keep being stupid like that, then you need to get your Terry to agree to divorce you and come marry me. That's what you should be doing right now. Oh my god, you're still going on about that, huh? Even after all of this, you haven't learned your lesson. What? You always gave me stuff when I asked for it. You always ended up caving in the end. But then, you have yourself an heir to the throne and you want to keep him all to yourself? Gross! We grew up together like we were basically sisters. I remember when you were still 7 years old and picked your nose. You need to do the same thing that you did when you were that old and just share everything the second I ask for it.
Hey, can you go ahead and do me a favor and stop trying to take advantage of her kindness like that? You really need to cut that shit out. In fact, I would really appreciate it if you just cut all ties with her. Don't ever talk to her again. Would you be able to do that for me?
What? Who is this?
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm the real husband of your best friend. It sounds like you've been doing your best to give Sharon a headache because you keep saying that you want to get married to me. Something about you want her things?
Oh my god, no way! You're serious? The real thing? I want you to get married to me right now.
Yeah, there's no chance in hell I would ever marry someone like you. You've always bothered Sharon like that, always taking her things away from her, always just taking advantage of her kindness. Don't worry though. I took the liberty of talking to your parents about everything this time around. They know about everything you've done. I also went ahead and took screenshots of all the conversations that you've been having with her and then printed those conversations. They have those to look at too.
What the hell did you just say?
Yeah, Sharon is a really kind woman. I've always admired her for being that kind, and it seems like she's always been that kind. You seem to have been taking advantage of that fact for the longest time from when you were young too. She's always said that if she just keeps everything to herself and gave you what you wanted, everything would be fine. Or that she couldn't do anything because your families got along with each other. Well, it turns out that she's still under the impression that she can't say anything against it. So I'm gonna handle this as her husband. I've taken control of the situation and your parents have been informed.
What the hell are you doing, Terry? Why would you do that to me? What are you gonna do when our relationship is ruined because of you, huh? We've been childhood friends since we were children, and you're ruining it. Even our parents have got along with each other from since we were super young.
Having a little bit of a hiccup in your relationship or your parents losing their jobs, which one would you rather have happen? Go ahead and take your time. I'll wait.
What?
Yeah, I really did think that the whole coincidence with the same name CEO and everything was interesting, but there's another coincidence that I want to talk about. Your parents? Yeah, they work at a small company that works in conjunction with one of my parents' companies back in my hometown. Who would have thunk, right? We live in such a small world. We're all kind of connected.
What? You're being serious?
Yeah, and that's why both of your parents were both on their knees begging me to forgive them for your stupidity and selfishness. They said they'd make sure that you were never able to see me or mine ever again, and they'd be shipping you off to the middle of nowhere, Alaska. They promised me that they would take care of it.
What? Did you just say Alaska?
Honestly, I'm really glad your parents were so understanding about the whole thing, you know? It seems like they're already getting everything ready for you to move to middle of nowhere, Alaska, to go kick it with the polar bears. I'll be able to live my life comfortably with Sharon. Maybe we'll have a couple of mojitos together watching over our brand new lawn in the city.
Wait, just hang on a second. What are you talking about? Marilyn moving to the middle of nowhere, Alaska? I don't want to move. I'm not gonna do that. Do you understand? I don't want to move, so I'm not gonna.
You know, you're kind of more interesting than I thought. You really think you're in a position right now to be able to voice your opinion over what happens next?
Huh?
You know, it's really up to you if you want to dream about getting married to some kind of heir or something, but when you think about going for the biscuit, you have to think about the risks you might be taking too. What are you going to do if you ever decide to piss off the heir to a multi-trillion-dollar company, huh? Have you ever thought about that? What do you think that kind of person would be capable of doing to you?
Oh, I didn't.
You know, I've never been one to use my parents' company or my position in the company to get what I wanted. But when it comes to protecting the people I love, then the whole story changes. I will use my connections, my power, my company, my family, you name it. You know the heirs to the throne are capable of stomping you out just like you're some kind of ant, right? We don't just live in fancy apartments and sniff our own farts.
I'm sorry. Please stop. I'll move to the middle of nowhere, Alaska right away. I promise. I'm packing my things right now. So I'm begging you, please let my parents continue working at their company. They have nothing to do with any of this. Marilyn was moved to the middle of nowhere, Alaska, to live with some of her distant relatives who apparently happened to be Eskimos. Her Eskimo relatives weren't too happy. But they were okay with the fact that they would have an extra hand helping out around the dairy farm that they have. She's currently working day in and day out, covered in cow manure. She's earning her pay to make sure she can pay off the agreed upon amount for the damages that she is being sued for. Afterwards, I was able to have a wedding ceremony, and I live happily with my husband and I. It's really difficult living in a really big house because you have to clean up everything, and the yard is really huge too, so you have to take care of the lawn. You have to take care of his things too, so it's busy, but I'm going to keep working hard to support him going forward.